Unfortunately, in your Health Watch this morning, it is a part of life for women, menopause. But there are some ways to hit the pause button on your menopause and kind of slow down or change those uncomfortable symptoms. Joining us this morning is Dr. Prudence Hall. She is the author of the new book, Radiant Again and Forever. And I was just talking your ear off or picking your brain during the commercial because you see that there is a lot that we can do to not only you slow down the progression of menopause, but to minimize the impacts.
That's important. This is one of the most important phases that women go through in their life, and it lasts for the rest of their life. So it starts around 44, 45. Okay. And yeah, there are a lot of things that we can do.
Okay, so what can we do? When are most women experiencing the beginning symptoms of menopause, and what can we do to maybe delay that?
Okay, so menopause begins around 45, 46.
Okay.
Perimenopause starts 5 years earlier, so in our early 40s.
And what does that state mean? I mean, what is that?
Well, that
what's
means that
happening
the
then?
ovaries aren't making their hormones.
Okay.
So the estrogen levels decline and women have hot flashes, night sweats, they get grumpy and moody, they lose their ability to really remember things as well. So it's not only the symptoms like that, but it's also the beginning of diseases in women. And we don't need to do that. We don't need to get sick.
I mean, that really is, it seems like the rapid aging kind of begins at that point.
That is exactly right.
Okay, so what do we need to be putting in our body? What are we losing, first of all, in our body? I mean, what's really happening? And then what can we do to help replace that?
Yeah, so we're losing our estrogen, and that's really the definition of menopause, is having very low levels of estrogen. And then it's not just our ovaries, it's also our thyroid.
Okay.
So a couple of hints to keep our thyroid going, because that big weight gain when we lose our thyroid hormones. So if you have 4 Brazil nuts a day, that gives you a lot of selenium, which helps the thyroid to function well.
Okay.
And then those little seaweed crisp. If you have a couple of those a day, it's lots of iodine, and you can make good amounts of thyroid hormone from that.
Oh, that's easy.
Easy.
So is there a simple test to know that your menopause has begun, or is it pretty darn obvious?
Good question. Yes, it's called the follicle stimulating hormone.
Yeah.
And if it's above 20, you're menopausal. If it's about 6 to 19, you're perimenopausal.
Okay.
But really, the symptoms count. You know, depression and sadness and anxiety. You were talking about some of your friends who are going through menopause, and it's a hard transition.
And I imagine you see a lot of changes probably physically. Not only do we talk about weight gain, but also noticing changes in skin and hair, and kind of just feel, you know, people feel like their beauty's fading away a little bit.
Yeah, more than a little bit. That's really when we see a lot of aging of the skin and the collagen. We start to lose our muscle mass. So it's a very definite and devastating time that women go through. And when I I've taken care of more than 30,000 women over the time that I've been a gynecologist, and women come into my consult room, they just cry and cry. So I wrote the book to give real hints to women to help them. We don't have to suffer. That's my message. We can stay healthy and vital and beautiful our whole life.
So bioidentical hormones.
Yes. Yes.
That is one of the big answers here.
Yes, and these are very important chemicals that our body naturally makes. So all we're doing is we're saying, what hormone is missing, and how do we replace it naturally? I don't like the synthetic, non-bioidentical hormones, only the natural ones.
So you would want to speak to your gynecologist about this, get tested, and sort of start hopefully replacing what you're missing and get yourself feeling like yourself again.
That's right. Not only feeling like yourself, but being the best that you can be. Better than 30, better than 40, really the best in your whole life.
Okay. Well, I think this is a guide that just about every woman is going to want to read. So Radiant Again and Forever. Dr. Prudence Hall, thank you so much. You can go ahead and order the book, I imagine, on any retailer.
Let me give it to you. Yes, you can order it at Barnes & Noble and any bookstore.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sheeta?